Your CV could be sending out secret signals that could be costing you jobs without you ever realizing. And in the worst cases, it could be signaling that you're boring or even completely uninterested in the job. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what these secret signals are and how you can fix them if you find them on your CV. And in case you're new here, I'm Raj. I work as a careers consultant at the University of Cambridge. Let's do this. 1. If you believe in yourself and your ability to do the job. So this is a big one, because if you secretly signal this, it's pretty much game over for any application. And there are generally two ways that your CV might be communicating that you don't believe in yourself. First, if you flood the zone. Now this means filling your CV with all your achievements, all the details about your work experience, regardless of whether it's relevant or not. Now, if you do this, you risk signaling that you don't believe in your quality, which is why you're targeting quantity instead. Now, the good news is there's a really easy fix, and that's not to overpopulate your CV. This CV signals way more self-belief than this one. And what's more, you avoid the hiring manager feeling like if you can't be direct and concise before you've got the job, there's no reason to expect that that's going to change once they're paying you. Now, the second way your CV might be signaling you don't believe in yourself or your ability to do the job is if you overuse adjectives. Successfully completing a rigorous undergraduate history degree which not only requires the sustained analysis of complex, already in just this half a sentence, we have 4 non-functioning adjectives. Using too many adjectives is like a dish with too much salt. After a point, it just becomes completely inedible. It feels kind of try-hard because you're telling the recruiter what skill you have rather than showing them with an example, and showing them is always better because otherwise it can feel like you don't believe in what you're selling. Here's how to do this better. For organisation skills, liaised with 3 international archive centres a year ahead of my anticipated dissertation to determine availability of source material, making reservations. There's only one adjective here, and it's there because it's functional, it's adding value. So to wrap up the first secret signal that your CV might be risking sending out, don't overpopulate your CV and be really careful when using adjectives. Now, if you're curious as to whether your CV might be sending a second secret signal, stick around because here's number 2. You are boring. Yeah, that's right, your CV could be signaling that you're boring, and I know that's a horrifying thought, but the good news is there is a fix. But firstly, how could your seemingly innocent, lovely CV be communicating behind your back that you are boring when you and I both know that you are charming as heck? Well, I'm going to show you, but I want you to pay very close attention to how you feel when I read this example out. So payments at the till by pressing the right buttons, giving out change when people paid with cash, and making sure card payments went through without errors. How did that make you feel? I'd love to see a one-word comment in the section down below, and I'd like to see if there are any patterns emerging there. Me, personally, I felt bored, dulled, uninspired. Here's the thing, you risk having those same emotions being projected back onto you by the recruiter if they themselves feel bored by what you're writing. And that's the risk you might be taking with this secret signal. So how do we fix it? With better storytelling. The best stories make you feel, and then they make you think. They produce an image in your mind. When I read out my first example from far earlier in the video, the good one, do you remember what you felt? It's this one here, liaised with 3 international archive centres a year ahead of my anticipated dissertation to determine availability of source material, making reservations. It feels dynamic because there's a time element, and you get to know why this person is doing this to make sure they don't miss out on crucial materials. And knowing the why makes you feel closer to the person who wrote this. It's how storytelling works, and ultimately it makes the recruiter think of your organisation skills. What's more, by telling good stories on your CV, you're also secretly signalling other things too. That you'll tell good stories at work break times, you'll be a fun colleague, and you'll probably win more client business because stories in client presentations have real impact. Now, this also applies to ultra-generic profile sections at the top of CVs that are often filled with buzzwords without any real substance. You risk secretly sending the signal that you are boring. Example: improving workflows for actionable insights across products, delivering growth, keen to apply problem-solving ability to high-impact projects, collaborating with trusted partners. Feelings of boredom can also arise if you robotically start each and every sentence in your CV with an active verb because you read that in a CV guide somewhere without reflecting on whether it works for that sentence and how you feel when you are writing that sentence. If it feels yuck to write, it will feel yuck to read. And if the recruiter feels bored when reading your sentences, they're going to project that back onto you and they're going to disengage. Now, if you want a full guide on how to write a CV in the best possible way, then definitely check out the video in the top pinned comment below. It's where I slavishly go through what makes a fantastic CV, and I'm sure that it can help you. Now, if you're feeling smug because you've managed to avoid secret signals 1 and 2, you're gonna want to stick around for secret signal 3 because this is the true make or break. You don't care about the job you're applying for. Now, this is a secret signal that can instantly cull your application, and it happens when CVs are not tailored well. To tailor a CV well, it means taking the top ranked skills from the job description, say skills A, B, and C, and directly depositing them into the body of your experiences, your education. Write each up in a sentence with evidence, like this for organization skills. Google spreadsheet created to track the work of 3 colleagues in order to avoid duplication in converting handwritten delivery records into an electronic database. Tailor in this way, and you secretly signal you care that the recruiter sees your relevant value, that you care for the recruiter's time, and you believe in yourself enough that you're going to take your time to communicate that. Not only will recruiters love you for it, but for each unit of time you spend job hunting or putting together applications, you get that much more impact in terms of interviews secured. It's the best bang for your buck. Tailor your CV, and you will never secretly signal that you don't care about the job. Now, you might feel like you're at the mercy of prevailing winds when you send out your CV, that you have no control over the situation. And look, I get it, I've been there myself, but I promise you, you have a lot more control than you might realise. Now, if you want a CV writing guide that you can trust, that helps you put your absolute best foot forward, gives you the best chance of getting the interview, then definitely check out the video in the top pinned comment below. It's where I slavishly go through what makes a fantastic CV, and I'm sure that it can help you. Now, if you're worried about any secret signal that your CV might be sending, or any other matter relating to your CV that you're not sure about, please put your question in the comment section down below. It will be my pleasure to reply and to help. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. I'll catch you next time.